Hi, this is Dirty Earth. I'm coming back at you with the basic things you need to get started. The cheap way to start growing your mushrooms in an apartment. Basically, the first things you're going to need are these jars. You're going to need some rice or either some grains, some type of grains. But the basic supplies you'll need are the jars. You'll need gloves to keep clean, your hands clean anyway, and keep any bacteria from off your mushrooms. Alcohol, cotton balls, maybe cotton swabs, and then we have our grow bags right here. And if you don't have these grow bags, you could always use your basic storage bags that you can get from the Dollar Tree, like I did. These are heavy duty, handy wrap, 1 gallon in storage bags. And I've seen people use those. And I also have my alcohol and then my little homemade burner here that I'm going to be using to sterilize my tools. And if you want to do dried mushrooms and transfer them over into rehydrating them, I'm going to use these little bottles I had hanging around, put water in them, they're already sterilized, put my mushroom, let them rehydrate for one whole 24 hours. And if you wanted to start your cultures in like the agar dishes or whatever they call them, the lab plates, you can use these from the Dollar Tree. And they'll work too. I'm also going to be using my scale when I need it for my measurements, but you don't need that right away. All you need is what I've started with. And what I've started with, you can use these glass jars to put your spawn in. And also, I've made my homemade cabinet for keeping my mushrooms where they can grow in a little dark, cool area. I have my thermometer, my little cheap thermometer here from the Dollar Tree. And also, I have my ready-made cabinet here. I have my rice supplies down here. I figure it's pretty cheap to buy brown rice. I've got some bulgur wheat. Since I don't want to buy the rye berries right away, it's basically the same thing. You can save so much with buying the bulgur wheat. I've got gelatin down here for when I make my agar plates. Instead of the agar powder, I'll be demonstrating how to do that. I've also started on making my cultures, my liquid cultures. And I only started out with these glass jars and some mushrooms I had brought from the store and some honey. And I stirred up the honey really good and let it know after I sterilize my jars. First you sterilize your jars. You always sterilize them. Then you sterilize them after too. And so once I started getting the gist of it, I basically started doing little things and I found out you can grow your mushrooms in basically almost any kind of container, especially if it's plastic. We don't want to use glass. We use glass for our cultures and our brain spawn. So anyway, I've did cultures for mushrooms. Now I brought the actual syringe with the grain spawn, and I've added those to the brown rice, and we're going to see how they come out. I've done the coffee with the grain spawn, with the lion's mane, and we'll come back to that later on and see how that's going to work out. And I just want to tell you, what you basically need is just some rice to start with, and your honey, water, and some mushrooms or your grain spawn, or the spawn with the syringe. So the only thing I had was the mushrooms. I put it in the water with the honey, and after I sterilized it, I shook it up really good, stirred it up really good, and I do it daily. They've been down here for like around 7 days now, and I'm still working on it.